Dear students, in the previous video, we understood the meaning of chemical reaction and various types of bond breaking phenomena. Okay, in this video, I am continuing the last session. So, after bond breaking, in case of homolytical bond cleavage, we have obtained free radical. But in case of heterolytical bond cleavage, cations and anions are obtained. So these cations and anions are referred as electrophile and nucleophile respectively. So let us study about electrophile and nucleophile in detail. So these electrophile and nucleophiles are combinedly called as reagents in organic chemistry. Okay, that means these are the reagents comes helpful for carry out the reaction. So in case of heterolytic cleavage, after bond breaking, the two electron completely transfer towards one of the species. As a result, it gives negative ions, that is anion, and the one electron is moved from it, so it becomes cation. So here, so these cations and anions generally referred as nucleophile and electrophile. So nucleophile means, so the name itself indicates nucleophile. You know nucleus is a positive charge. So something, phile means love, attraction, something which is attracted towards, move towards positive side. Dear students, you know the fundamental law of charges, there you discussed anything which is move towards positive side, it must be have some negative charge. So here, so nucleophile, these are the species, these have a tendency to move towards positive charge species. So why they are moving? Because they are electron rich in nature. So that's why they are moving towards positive side. That is nucleophile, these are the reagents, they possess positive charge and they possess negative charge and they move towards positive charge species. So these nucleophile are electron rich because of two ways. They're electron rich because they bear anions, negative charge on them, or sometimes they become electron rich due to presence of some lone pair of electron. So dear students, up to now you understood that if we call any species as electron rich, so we are using criteria that it must possess negative charge on upper subscript of that formula. Then only we can easily tell that so it is anion. That means, for example, if you take this one, okay, if you take chloride, actually chloride is a nucleophile. It attracts towards nucleus because it possesses negative charge. So if any species has negative charge, that means if there are anion, you can easily tell and identify it as nucleophile. But along with that, so it is not only a criteria to tell as nucleophile, along with that some other criteria also we consider while discussing nucleophile. So based on this, so we are dividing, okay, we are classifying nucleophile into two types. One is neutral nucleophile and anionic nucleophile. So now let us see negative nucleophile first. Okay, you just observe the diagram, dear students. Here nucleophile means, so this is, you observe this one, OH minus, this OH minus move towards H plus ion, that is nucleophile. These are electron rich species and they move towards positively charged species, that is here OH minus move towards H plus ion, so nucleophilic nature. And you just look at here there are no negative charge, but this NH2 group, this amine group contain this lone pair electron, and these lone pair electrons are highly active, that means they're highly labile. Okay, that's why they are moving towards, so positive side, and here also. So here OH, it is not OH minus, this is just OH. Here oxygen possesses two lone pair of electron, and these lone pair of electron move towards positive, that is nucleus means positive side. That's why nucleophiles are electron rich in nature. Because of that, they're moving towards positive side, and they are electron rich. So based on this, we are classified into two types. One is neutral nucleophile and negative nucleophile. Now let us see negative nucleophile means, that is, these are the nucleophile. They have a tendency to attract towards positive side, but they carry negative charge on them. You just look at here. These are all example for negative nucleophile, that is charged nucleophile. Okay, the chloride, okay, hydroxide, cyanide, Cn minus, fluoride, iodide, and bromide. So negative nucleophile, these are all RS, okay, sulfide group, okay, alkyl sulfide group, okay, hydrogen sulfide, okay, S minus. So these are all, so actually this is OH minus, okay, this is hydroxide, okay, OH minus. Similarly this is, okay, HS minus, instead of O here S is present, this is thiol group is present. So these are all, you can easily understand that they are electron rich because of the bearing negative charge. So now let us see another interesting type of nucleophile, that is neutral nucleophile. So here neutral nucleophile means they are neutral in charge. Okay, they doesn't carry any charge. For example, OH minus. Okay, if you take CH3OH, here it doesn't have any charge on them. It's a neutral entity. But the lone pair of electron which is present, okay, because of lone pair of electron, okay, highly active lone pair of electron, it is electron rich in nature. That's why it is act as nucleophile. Next, another interesting, okay, reagent is electrophile. Dear students, you just electrophiles. Electro means negative, okay. Phile means attraction. That is something which is moved towards negative side. Okay, something, for example, if you take A is moved towards negative. Why it moved towards negative? Because A is positive in nature. Okay, that is electrophile means these are the species. These are the electron deficient species, we can say, and because of this deficiency, they have a tendency to move themselves to a negative charged species of electron density. So these are called as electrophile. So now, in order to tell or identify anything as an electrophile, so it must be either it possesses positive charge, that means cation. So even though the positive charge is not present on the species, sometimes it acts as electrophile. This is very interesting, dear student, because in the previous studies you understood electrophile and nucleophile. So electrophile means, so these are attracted towards electron. That means just by looking, I think you thought only cations are electrophile, anions are nucleophile. No, even though that some species doesn't have any charges, they act as electrophile and nucleophile. So just now we completed neutral nucleophile. So then come to electrophile. So based on electrophiles, so classified in two types. One is positive electrophile and second one is neutral electrophile. Okay, and you just look at here H plus ion, okay, and SO3 H plus ion, okay, sulfonyl group, okay, nitrosyl group, okay, X plus, okay, X plus, R plus, and this see there, they are all possess positive charge. That's why these positive charge can easily attack to a negative charged species, electron rich species. That's why these are called as electrophile. So I think this is very easy. You can easily understand how the positively charged species is called as electrophile. But the interesting thing is, okay, you just look at here Lewis acids. Okay, Lewis acids are generally called as, okay, act as electrophile. Okay, let us see. Okay, let us see these two examples, we can understand. Okay, let us see the first one. Okay, here boron trifluoride. I think this is the hybridization, okay, of boron trifluoride. If you write, dear students, whenever I explain in the structure or write the electronic configuration, if you write the electronic configuration of boron, atomic number of boron is 5. Its configuration is 1s2 and 2s2, 2px1, 2p and 2px. This is 2px, 2py and 2pz. So here 2px and 2pz orbitals are empty. While bond formation, one s electron jumps to p orbital and the 2pz orbital is free. You just look at here. Okay, it formed 3 sp2 hybrid orbital and one 2py orbital is free, and this empty orbital is try to attract electron towards it. So because of presence of some empty orbital in some of the molecule, for example in boron trifluoride the empty p orbital is present, but in case of zinc, in case of iron, in case of stannous chloride, generally in case of transition metals, the vacant orbital present. Okay, if you write the valence bond, if you apply the valence bond theory for all these compound, so there you will come to know how the vacant d orbital is present. So because of these vacant d orbital attract the electron towards it. So here they are electron deficient, not because of they are bearing positive charge. The electron deficient because of presence of some vacant orbital, and this vacant orbital act as electron deficient region, and these are attract the electron, okay, very easily. That's why these are called as electrophile, and these are called as Lewis acids. You know, any substance which is receive the pair of electron, which accept the pair of electron, it is called as Lewis acid. So generally these Lewis acids are electrophile. And you take another interesting compound, sulfur trioxide. Here sulfur trioxide also act as, this is also a neutral molecule, okay, SO3. You just look at the structure here. Here sulfur is attached to two highly electronegative, okay, oxygen atom. Okay, if sulfur is present, the 3 oxygen atoms are, okay, present in this direction, and they all try to attract electron from sulfur. So as a result sulfur is going to have positive charge. Okay, that's why this sulfur is going to attract electron towards it. Okay, it's easily combined with this, it's very simple, because of geometrical reason. This is a special case because of geometrical region in sulfur trioxide. So it is attached to 3 bulky and more highly electronegative than sulfur. Oxygen is present here. Okay, more electronegative oxygen. Okay, it is more electronegative than sulfur. That's why, so it attracts the electron towards it, and so electron deficiency is created in sulfur. So that's why it acts as electrophile. So dear student, once again, so we discussed, once again I would like to repeat it, we discussed electrophile and nucleophile. Okay, these electrophile and nucleophile, these are the, okay, product of heterolytic bond cleavage, only cations and anions. Okay, these are called as and these are generated in that process. Not all the electrophiles are generated in heterolytical bond cleavage. For example, neutral electrophile and neutral nucleophile. Okay, but except that the positive electrophile and negative nucleophile are created in heterolytic bond cleavage. That is nucleophile. These are the species, they are attracted towards nucleus because they are electron rich in nature. Electrophiles are the species, they are attracted towards electron because they are electron deficient. So dear student, here one interesting concept is, so even though some of the compounds do not possess charges, they act as electrophile and other act as nucleophile. That part you have to understand. Okay dear students, so if you understood this concept, I will give some numerical problem. You please solve and upload to WhatsApp. Thank you. Study well.